something to smile about. Foxcroft Academy is looking towards a greener future with the installment of their new solar array. In a ceremony held outside the Jim Robinson Field House, they cut the ribbon for their completed solar array made by UGE. UGE is described as a community solar developer who aims to make renewable energy accessible and affordable. Foxcroft Academy says that the new installation provides numerous benefits.
One, it's an educational tool for sure as we use the sun's rays to convert to power. We're using solar panels and inverters and that whole process. So we have a real-life application to that knowledge. Two, it serves that we are trying to be good neighbors and reduce our carbon footprint and to make use of sustainable energy. And three, we serve as an example for the community.
Foxcroft Academy says that the new solar array will offset more than 1,000 metric tons of CO2 emissions, which is the equivalent of burning more than 150,000 gallons of gasoline.